Hello everyone. In the previous video we completed our chapter and today we are going to learn or discuss about the back exercise of it. So first of all we have choose the most appropriate answers. So let's see. The first one we have the footstep is an unreliable measure of length bigger. So what is the reason that we include that footstep in the unreliable measurement? So let's see. First one we have people do not measure properly with it. It varies from person to person. Some people jump too much while measuring with the footstep. It is a standard unit of measurement. So among this, what do you think which can be the right one? So second point is the right answer. That is, it varies from person to person. The standard unit of length in the SI system is what? Cubit, centimeter, meter or handspan. So SI unit is meter. Okay, because cubit, this is not the right, it doesn't give any right value of the measurement, and this and centimeter, it is very small. Meter is the standard unit for the length in the SI system. The next one we have, how many kilograms makes 1 metric ton? 10, 100, 1000 or 40. We know very well that the word kilo means 1000, right? 1000 kilometer is the right answer. It gives 1 metric ton. Clear? The next one we have, while measuring length using a meter scale, the position of the eye. So here they are asking for the position, like what position you need to have while measuring the length. It should be vertically above the zero mark of the scale, should be vertically above the point where the measurement is to be taken, should be a little away from the point where the measurement is to be taken, or does not matter as long as the scale is accurate. So right answer is this. So this is the right answer. Your eye should be vertically above the point where the measurement is to be taken, like this. So this pencil is 10 centimeter long, okay, and your eye should be at this point from where you need to take your measurements, right? The fifth one we have, the skill of estimation is important for a scientist when performing an experiment in the laboratory, a doctor when measuring our body temperature using a thermometer, all of us in our daily life, those of us who do not know how to measure accurately. So among all these four, this is the right answer, because everybody needs estimation to do their simple tasks. For example, if you want to cook, then you need to know what estimated salt or either the spices you need to put in your dish. The next question we have, which of these will always be translatory motion? Periodic motion, curvilinear motion, rotational, or all of these? So here they are asking for the translatory motion. That means in this motion a whole body moves from one place to another place, right? So here curvilinear motion can be the right answer for this. Curvilinear motion, in this kind of motion a whole body moves in a curve, right? Next one, what kind of motion does a pendulum have? So here they are asking for the pendulum. That means here this thread is tied on the fixed place. So let's see what can be the right answer for this. Rotational motion, rectilinear, periodic or non-periodic. So rotational, that means here an object moves around a particular axis, right? And next, rectilinear, So rectilinear, that means here body moves. Okay, so it should not be there in the pendulum's motion. Next we have periodic motion and non-periodic motion. So periodic motion is the right answer. In periodic motion, the object or the thread is tied on the fixed place, and the pendulum moves by sidewise, right? Next one, we have an example of rotational motion. So rotational motion, that means an object moves on a axis. So let's see, the moon revolving around the earth. So here move, revolve, that means it just changes its place, right? So rotation of the earth is the right answer because it moves on the axis. Clear? Next one we have, in which of the following is there no change in the direction of a movement of the body? Rotational motion, body moves on its axis. Curvilinear motion, a body moves in the curve and changes its place. Periodic motion or rectilinear motion. So linear and curvilinear are the translatory motion. So in translatory motion, we know very well that the whole body moves. So right answer is periodic motion. Clear? The next one we have, motion of which of the following is not periodic? So among all these, not periodic. Clear? So beating of a drum, revolution of moon around the earth, rotation of the earth around its axis, movement of a pendulum. So here we need to mark the not periodic among all these, which is not periodic in nature. So revolution of moon around the earth is the right answer because here the whole body moves from one place to another, right? So the next we have very short answer questions. Give one word answer. Okay, so first of all we have, a quantity that can be measured is called a dash quantity. So physical quantity. The next one we have, if you are using the SI system, you will always measure length in meters. True is the right answer because the SI unit of length is meters. Clear? The next one, in your daily life, it is essential to measure everything very accurately. True or false? So its answer is true because we need the essential measurements. For example, whatever we are doing, we need some actual measurement of everything. Clear? Like in cooking, we need to measure the spices and other things, right? And if you are just cutting something, you need to know the actual value of the actual measurement of the particular object, right? The next one we have, in which year did we start using metric measures in India? So 1956 is the right answer for this question. Okay, so in approximately October 1956, it was first we started using the metric measures in India. Clear? The next question we have, the standard units of mass, length and time are the same in the MKS and this SI systems. True or false? Yes, it is true. The next one we have, while measuring length using a meter scale, the position of the eye does not affect the measurement. Is it true or false? It's false because if your eye is not vertically on the measurement that you need to be taken, then your measurement would be wrong. So this is false. Next, a body moves as a whole all parts of the body move through the same distance in the same time. What type of motion is this? It is translatory motion. Clear? So it's a translatory. The next we have, what kind of movement does the earth have about its axis? So about axis it is rotation, right? So this is rotation. Next, an object moves to and fro about its position of rest. What type of motion is this? This is periodic motion. Clear? So to and fro kind of like a periodic motion. Okay, the next one, what kind of motion produces sound? So periodic motion is the right answer, but the fast one. Okay, so fast periodic motion, it produces sound. So next question is, give an example of an object that has more than one kind of motion at the same time. Okay, so earth and bicycle can be the example for the more than one kind of motion. Like earth, it shows revolution, which is kind of a translatory motion, and the rotation, rotation, that is rotational motion. And bicycle, so when a bicycle moves in a straight line or curved line, that means it is in translatory motion, but the wheels of it is in rotational motion, right? So students, this is what we needed to do for today, and in the next video we will discuss about the short and long question answers of this chapter deeply. So till that, you need to practice this both the things, choose the appropriate answer and very short answers.